Good morning, Florida lacrosse fans. Tuesday, September 6th, morning coffee, Florida lacrosse news. Lee Rottenberg saying hello to you. Hope all of you had a great 3-day Labor Day weekend. I had a relatively quiet one, thankfully. Thanks to all those who wished me happy birthday on Sunday. My son took me to a cool brunch at Galuppi's down here in Pompano. $25 per person is a bargain for a Sunday brunch buffet these days, with all of the sushi tuna I could put down too. Thanks to my son for doing that. And $25 is pretty reasonable these days for a Sunday brunch. And a great Bloody Mary, lots of horseradish too. So thank you, son, and thanks for the wishes. Welcome to the broadcast. First of all, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, my birthday wish is that you do so. If you like these videos, please indicate so and click on the like button. If you have any desire to advertise and market across our demographic and our platform, please get in touch with us. Follow us on Twitter at FloridaLX. And on Facebook at FLAXNEWS. Let's get to the stories. Relatively light. We're relatively early into the recruiting year for the 2024s. We did have a 2023 commit. Montford's Ryan Peterson commits to Wingate. Saw that on Top Lax Recruits, their Twitter feed. Congratulations to you, Ryan, and hopefully you'll do your commitment questionnaire on our website. We received Sean Laureano's. We have a couple in the queue waiting to go. So, look forward to the rest of the week. We'll catch up on those. First 24 of big name down here, American Heritage Delray, transferring in from Palm Beach Central 2024. And again, I apologize if I butcher the name. Chiara Scichilone committing to the Gators up in UF. Congratulations on that and good luck. And hopefully you two will do your commitment questionnaire. Saw that Terry Foy of Inside Lacrosse tweeted out that the feedback he's getting early in the process is that kids are taking their time this year. And that's a good thing. I mean, it's in the past, maybe we're starting to see finally the bubble of kids with extra years of eligibility start to move out of the system. It means that kids who maybe are really interested in the top schools aren't going to be so quick to jump. Although we did see that the number one recruit, Ryan Dunkel of St. John's in D.C., has done his commitment already early. I believe it's to UVA. And congratulations to him. But I have not seen much yet. And we're now, 6 days in to the recruiting period. And, by now you probably in the last couple of years, you would have seen maybe 8-10 big names already with their commitments. So, take your time, make sure you find the right situation for yourself. Oh, and by the way, since oh, that's so good. Some more interesting big news. We had mentioned the shootout that's coming to Naples on February 25th, the Ohio State UVA game, Michigan and Marquette. Florida Lax Girl News got in touch with me and let me know that we have the women's game too. We've got Naples on March 19th is going to be hosting Denver and Boston College, two top 10 teams from last year who are going to be coming down to Naples to play. Young ladies, if you play this sport and you're in this area, get yourself out there. I can tell you, watching those teams, I caught both those teams play last year on TV, obviously Boston College more because of all the games that ESPN broadcast. And I can tell you that that is also going to be well worth it. We'll see if there's a second game that's going to be a part of that. It would be nice maybe if, let's say that, the Gators and Jacksonville maybe move their game down there to be part of that doubleheader. That would be wonderful. And Mindy, if you're listening out there, I'm going to encourage you to, when you play, to maybe get a game down my way or down in Naples too. It's, I would love to see the college teams in the state dedicate one game each year in different locations around the state. I think it'd be really cool, again, to sort of help grow the game in the state, to sort of keep that in the back of your mind and your scheduling. And I know that it's kind of tough to give up a home game at times, but it'd be really nice if we saw some of these games moved around. It's a lot easier to see a Division II game, obviously, and obviously MCLA is very easy to see around the state. But we only have now 5 Division I programs when you count USF, and it'd be really nice to see some of them get around the state once a year and bring the sport and bring the program closer to us. Picked up this little blurb on Twitter. Those who remember Garrett Toole was part of the Florida launch in the early years. The Army commit U.S. national team. He was named the head coach at Oklahoma in the MCLA. Garrett, good luck on that. And again, nice to see the MCLA is picking up recognition like that. And, those who aren't necessarily familiar, coaches do get paid at the club level by the students that hire them. A lot of these MCLA programs, it's the team itself that recruits and hires the head coach. And it's just kind of nice to see that names like that are starting to get noticed like that. Excuse me. Allergy season can be a little rough for me. PLL results over the weekend. Number 7 Chaos over number 2 Chrome. Oh gosh, I forgot to write the score down. I think it was 11-3, 12-3, something like that. Josh Byrne, 3 goals, 3 assists for the winners. Max Adler went 10 for 17. At the faceoff, Blaze Reardon with 83% save percentage. Game was never really close at all. Number 3 Archers, 13-8 over number 6 Redwoods. Connor Fields, 2 goals, 3 assists for the winners. Rob Pinnell, 3 goals in the loss. Number 5 Water Dogs, 19-14 over number 4 Atlas. Ryan Conrad, 3 goals, one of which is 2-pointer and an assist for the winners. Jeff Teat, 3 goals, 3 assists, one of the goals a 2-pointer for Atlas in the loss. I've got to make a comment about this. There's 8 teams in the league. We understand the need to try to make it so that playoffs look legit. When you have 8 teams, 7 of them making the playoffs, I remember the criticism as a big hockey fan in the years when the NHL had 16 of their 21 teams make the playoffs. When your number 7 seed manhandles your number 2 seed after going 2-8 in the regular season, it's sending a message. If there's one thing that I think that PLL is still, they're happy with the TV ratings. They still want to grow in-person attendance. But when something like this happens, it's sending a wrong message. It's basically telling you that, for the most part, the regular season is an exhibition. And if you're 2-8 and you're in the playoffs and you whip the number 2 team from the season, it really doesn't leave the greatest taste in the mouth of many people who are out there watching and who might want to invest your time and your tickets in your regular season. I hope the league kind of thinks this through a little bit and maybe rethinks how they're going to hold playoffs. Maybe go to the top four, maybe even have a consolation playoff if it comes to that, 5 through 8. If you really need to have the extra games in the playoff round. I can tell you, I was talking to people around the league. No, I'm sorry, not around the league. I've been talking to people around the lacrosse community, and this comment is not mine only. And please think it through. All of us want this league to succeed. And this is something that you're going to have to think through. Okay. This Saturday coming up, semifinals. The first game is going to be on ABC at 1 o'clock. This is Saturday, the 11th. And ESPN Plus will broadcast the second game. We'll get into a little more detail on Thursday. Over the 3-day weekend, since I've cut the cord, once in a while I'm kind of searching for something new, a movie or whatever, and I've decided to watch Crooked Arrows. It's been a while since I watched it, and I gotta tell you, I think the movie holds up a lot better than people gave it credit for the first time around. And I know there were some people who, kind of had a hard time with maybe some of the lacrosse scene, although, to be honest, I thought, it wasn't that bad at all. The games themselves, certainly compared to some of the other sports movies I've seen over the years, where some of the realism is absurd. I think that the story itself, I think, is really a lot better than the critics realized. And you kind of wonder if maybe the critics, not being familiar with the history of the sport and its evolution, regarded grading it as if it was an underdog overcoming a high-end prep school white team, instead of looking at the story as really the story within the Native American community and part of its struggles with the trade-off between how money has been produced in a number of Native American communities. It's not a secret that the casino storyline is certainly in many recent histories and cultural issues with Native American tribes. And I think that part of the movie is very much worth watching just for itself. And even though maybe the solution that came up was kind of corny on the surface, I think that viewing it in the context of the story of the Native American tribe is maybe a lot more, or nation, I should really use the term nation, is far more interesting in that movie than the critics and maybe the early viewers said. So I encourage you to go back when you're looking at something to watch at night. It's on. I found it on Prime. Go find it. Go watch it. It's certainly worth watching again. I'll end today with, like so many of you probably over the weekend, fantasy football draft time. I participated in my 12-team, 16 rounds. It's 192 picks. And I have to hand it to the commissioner of the league. We limited it to 45 seconds per pick, and we actually got the draft done within an hour. 192 picks within an hour, and that was great. Good luck to all of you out there. I'm thrilled with my team, regardless of what Yahoo graded it as. Russell Wilson in the 6th round, Mixon and Najee Harris, back-to-back first and second round. I got most of the players that I was hoping for in the positions I got them at. The only miss was late in the draft. I really wanted Tyler Algier, who I think is going to end up being the starting running back for the Falcons, maybe 4 or 5 weeks into the season even. And I would have loved to have picked him up. He went a couple of picks just before I was going to take him. But I am thrilled to death. And good luck to all of you out there. I'm sure a lot of us play fantasy football. So let's take a quick sip. Okay. Let's always remember, grow the game, respect the game, honor the game. If you have desires for marketing and advertising opportunities, get in touch with us. This is Lee Roggenberg, Florida Lacrosse News, saying we'll see you Thursday morning at 8:30, and so long from the Sunshine State.